For a moment, Zoe felt a flash of something he didn't expect, not sadness for himself, but for her. He knew what it felt like to be last. He knew the ache of pretending you didn't care. Stay quiet, his old voice whispered. Stay invisible. But then Mara looked over at him, and she didn't look sad. She smiled. A real smile. And she walked toward him, not waiting for anyone's permission. Can I see your drawings? She asked, sitting down beside him. Zoe's hands trembled. He'd never shown anyone his wolves. But Mara's eyes were soft, not nosy. Slowly, he opened the notebook. Wow, she breathed. These are amazing. Is this one howling at the moon? Zoe nodded. And for the first time in a very long time, he felt something warm spread through his chest. It was small, like a single candle in a dark room. But it was there. Then Leo shouted from the field, Mara, we need one more player. Hurry. Mara looked at Zoe. She had a choice. Go play with the popular kids, or stay under the willow tree with the quiet boy. Come with me, she said, offering her hand. Zoe shook his head. I don't know how to play. Then I'll teach you, Mara said. That's what friends do. Friends, the word landed like a tiny earthquake in Zoe's heart. He wanted to believe it. But what if she was just being polite? What if she left him tomorrow? Zoe reached out his hand, then pulled it back. I can't, he whispered. And he ran inside before Mara could see the tears in his eyes. But as he ran, he heard her call after him. I'll wait for you. Zoe, I'm not leaving. And that night, lying in bed, Zoe stared at the ceiling and asked himself a question he'd never asked before. What if kindness is braver than silence? Part 2. The crack in the quiet shell. Zoe thought if he ran fast enough, he could outrun kindness. But kindness has a way of catching up to you, especially when someone like Mara decides that no one, not even the quietest boy in school, deserves to feel invisible. The next morning, Zoe walked to school slower than usual. His stomach felt twisty. What if Mara told everyone he'd run away? What if she laughed at him? But when he walked into the classroom, Mara was already there. And on his desk, she'd placed a single flower, yellow dandelion, with a tiny note that said, For my friend Zoe, you don't have to talk. You just have to be here. Zoe read the note 3 times. His throat felt thick. He looked at Mara, and she just gave a small nod, not a big, embarrassing fuss. Just a quiet I see you nod. That day at recess, Zoe didn't go to the willow tree. He stood at the edge of the kickball field, watching. Mara waved him over, but he shook his head. She didn't push. Instead, she kicked the ball extra high, then ran over to him between plays. What's your Wolf's name? She asked, pointing to his notebook. Shadow, Zoe said. Does Shadow have a pack?